Oklahomans come together to remember a state tragedy. A Syracuse fraternity is suspended after a racist video is released, and a wall of water is headed our way. This is OU Nightly.
Sacred soil draws a crowd. 23 years after the blast that changed a city forever. Good evening. Thanks for joining OU Nightly. I'm Colin Kennedy.
And I'm Nicole Nielsen. We begin tonight with a day Oklahomans vowed to never forget.
Hundreds gathered at the Oklahoma City National Memorial today to remember the tragedy of the Oklahoma bombing. Jaron Spohr shows us how families, friends, and survivors remembered April 19th, 1995.
The ceremony of the 23rd anniversary of the Oklahoma City Memorial bombing helps people to never forget.
We hope by doing this event each year, it causes us to stop and remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those who changed forever. And by doing that, we hope people think about their actions. And one of the things we really push is the Oklahoma Standard.
Many came and decorated the chairs of their loved ones, but also helped show what Oklahoma City symbolizes.
Oklahoma City stands as a symbol of hope. It really is a place where we figured out how to do things. It has not been perfect 23 years. We've had issues, we've had disagreements, but I think overall we know that we have to come together. We have to meet in the middle.
Governor Fallon and former Governor Keating came and spoke, but Mayor Holt wants people to know how much of an impact this place has.
Who is not changed forever when they visit Auschwitz? Who is not changed forever when they visit the World Trade Center site? And who is not changed forever when they visit this sacred place?
Although it was 23 years ago, many gathered to remember this day. But while it was a day that could have divided the state and nation, it brought it together. Jaron Spohr, OU Nightly.
The Oklahoma City Memorial Museum has free admission to the public today and is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Among those in the crowd today, those who vividly remember that fateful day, and some who were too young to remember but grew up hearing the story of the Oklahoma City bombing. Leah Whitaker spoke to one of those people at the ceremony today.
It was a day that horror-struck many hearts in Oklahoma City. Gina Hernandez was a Social Security worker on the first floor. When the bomb went off, filing cabinets fell on top of her and her friends, protecting them from the debris. They were later found by police, firemen, and a German Shepherd. Her daughter, Jackie Hernandez, believes that is why she grew up with a German Shepherd at home.
Sometimes she will talk about it freely, and sometimes she won't. And it's just I feel like it's just because it's just such a roller coaster of emotions.
As Jackie got older, her mother started to tell her more details about the bombing and the cries for help that she could never unhear again.
Personally, I don't know, how, even if you survived, I feel like you'd always hear that, just kind of in the back of your head, you know.
Her parents were planning on putting her in the daycare at work, but after the bombing, Jackie and her brothers never went to a daycare. Her family was in good spirits today as they visited the memorial. Leah Whitaker, OU Nightly.
Reverend Billy Graham was honored by former Governor Frank Keating during this year's ceremony. Graham helped lead a memorial service days after the 1995 bombing. He died earlier this year at the age of 99.
It's been pretty dry here lately. Sawyer, will that keep up?
Yeah, we have been dry across the entire state, really, and especially our friends up in the northwest. Now, this is consecutive days of less than a quarter inch of rain, and look in the Panhandle, places 100, almost 200 days without a quarter inch of rain, but that's hopefully going to come to an end here as we go on into tomorrow night. Current temperatures across the state, 60s, some 50s up in the northeast. And coming up, it's going to be a nice early Friday, although we're going to have rain moving in Friday night. And it's going to be good soaking rain for many portions and across the entire state, and I'll have more of that in just a little bit.
Thank you, Sawyer. And a racist video has emerged out of Syracuse University. Fraternity Theta Tau is depicted performing vulgar acts and saying extremely offensive and racist comments. Syracuse Chancellor Kent Syverud has suspended the fraternity and has launched an investigation into the events. Among the numerous hateful remarks spoken, several were in an oath stating clear hatred for minority groups.
White people. Amen. Most important. most importantly, Aaron, the cogs.
That video became public after Syracuse students protested in front of the Chancellor's building and the Theta Tau fraternity house for its release. And Russian officials are trying to control a communication app. Sydney Forsey has more in the News Center. Sydney?
Thanks, Nicole. The Russian government wants to shut down a widely used messaging app called Telegram. Russian courts have ruled the app must be taken down after its creator refused to give up its encryption keys. The country's Federal Communications Agency is blocking 18 networks that host Telegram. Since Monday, 16 million IP addresses have been blocked and more are expected to be blocked in the coming weeks. And the Food and Drug Administration is one step closer to approving medicine made from marijuana. Health experts are endorsing the drug Epidiolex, which treats severe seizures for children with epilepsy. If the FDA approves the drug, it would be the first pharmaceutical-grade strain of cannabis to gain federal approval in the U.S. The administration will likely make their final decision on the drug by late June. And nearly 2 years after the death of pop star Prince, county officials say they will not be filing any criminal charges in the case. The music sensation died in 2016 after taking counterfeit Vicodin pills laced with fentanyl. It is still undetermined how he obtained the deadly drugs, and there is not enough evidence to charge anyone related to the case. The pop star's doctor and close friend will pay a fine of $30,000 to settle civil allegations, but will not be indicted. And you guys, memos about President Trump from former FBI Director James Comey will be made available to Congress today.
Thank you, Sydney. Still ahead on OU Nightly, people are excited about Apple's new phone, but for more than just the color.
Plus, how the switch from physical to digital is affecting retailers.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Shireen Hashem. It's 2018 and less people are buying CDs. Josh Callaway looks to see if this is just the tip of the iceberg for all physical forms of media.
It's no secret that the world of entertainment has moved heavily to digital. Gone are the days of Blockbuster and toy stores, in are the days of Netflix and iPhones. And now the next domino to fall, Target and Best Buy have announced that they will no longer be selling CDs at all.
Target and Best Buy are both in an interesting place just because they're trying to stay relevant in an age where people are ordering pretty much everything online. That's become commonplace, just to place an order and have prime shipping within 2 days. They really have to evaluate what they're selling and make sure that that's what the consumer needs and what's going to bring people in and actually make purchases.
The downfall of CDs was somewhat expected due to the rise and popularity of things like auxiliary cords on your car and mobile streaming platforms on your phone, which made CDs less and less necessary. A very similar thing can be said for both DVDs and video games, with the advent of things like Netflix and Hulu and the growing trend of downloading games directly to a console. It's now left a lot of people wondering if these will soon see the same fate as this.
I can see with video games more so than DVDs in short-term future, just because the games that they make now are so large. They run into the issue of how much can we package versus how much can you download.
We phased out DVDs in here several years ago because they weren't selling and because you could buy well, we just saw what was happening with streaming. It seems silly to have a physical copy of digital media, I guess, and that seems to be the logic in phasing those things out.
Records, cassettes, VCRs, DVD players, iPods, and now most recently, CDs. These are all entertainment devices that have simply become obsolete over time. But this time it does feel different, as the change is more than just an upgraded device, it's a switch up in medium altogether. It's a generational type of change, and the beginning of the end for an entertainment era that revolutionized the industry. Josh Callaway, OU Nightly.
Well, you know what they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but it could help fund research for HIV and AIDS. Red iPhone products could lead to cures for these diseases. OU Nightly's Abby Green has more.
On April 13th, Apple released its new shiny product red iPhone 8. But it isn't just a regular iPhone. For every product red phone purchased, Apple donates a portion of the proceeds to HIV and AIDS grants to help with testing, counseling, and treatment. For OU senior Dylan Griffiths, the phone has a special meaning to him and his LGBTQ community.
So it's important to me, being a part of that, I have friends who are affected by this, and this helps create cures or preventable things to this disease.
Griffiths expressed how important it is that corporations like Apple recognize the disease and use their platform to raise money and awareness. He believes that the more corporations and people talk about it, the more it brings a sense of normality to the conversation about the disease.
I mean, it's bright red. If someone asks me about it, I have the opportunity to share why it's red and why I bought it and, you know, teach them about it.
Companies such as Nike and Starbucks have also partnered with Red to help fight these diseases. Abby Green, OU Nightly.
Apple has donated over $160 million to the fund since partnering with Red in 2006. And Facebook is under fire once again. The social media site isn't just taking data and information from profiles. Facebook has been storing facial recognition data as well as tracking users when they aren't using the website or app directly. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said the only way to avoid these issues is to opt out of ads or delete your profile. So Nicole and Colin, what do you think? Are you going to delete your Facebook?
I probably won't, but it's kind of creepy, you know, just so that they can track that kind of thing, but I understand.
If I delete my Facebook, how is my grandma going to keep up with everything that I do in college? I don't know how she will.
Exactly.
Thanks, Shereen.
Thank you.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, OU Baseball is headed to West Texas for a top 25 Big 12 battle.
And the Sooner State is about to face several showers. Sawyer, just how much rain is coming?
Well, it's looking like a good soaking rain, and I will have all the details right after the break. And welcome back to OU Nightly. We talked about it. It has been a beautiful day across the Sooner State. We're looking at Norman, Oklahoma City, River Cayman. We've added Veneta, so northeastern Oklahoma, in between Miami and Tulsa on I-44. And yeah, it's been a nice day. We got a few serious clouds, but overall it's been super nice. And it's 66 degrees outside right now. Those winds a little gusty at times, upwards of 20 miles an hour, but it's sitting right now at 15. Dew point 30 degrees. So still pretty dry out, but not nearly as dry as we've had the past several days. Now let's get the usual stuff out of the way. Lows tonight will be in the 40s and 30s. We'll have a kind of a easterly wind, 5 miles per hour at times. It's going to be really calm. It's going to pick up tomorrow, though. Our highs for tomorrow are going to be in the 60s, maybe even a few 70s down in the southeast, but out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting at times up to 20. And you can see we have a little bit of a cold front in the Panhandle, and that's going to impact us late tomorrow night. It's going to kind of help initiate those storms. Now, we talked about the dry air, and I wanted to show this. This is a really cool from one of our satellites. You can see where we have the orange colors, those are dry. That's where we don't have a lot of moisture. And then our next storm system is sitting out over the Four Corners region. Put this in motion past 6 hours. That dry air is moving on off to the east. And behind it, we're getting some Pacific moisture. You can kind of see how it streams up just near the southern tip of California. That's going to slowly make its way into our area and impact us again late Friday night into throughout the day, Saturday and Sunday morning even. And so look at that right now. So there's that low pressure system. Behind it, all that dry air is moving out of the way. Clear skies for the southeastern portion of the U.S. And there's the rain setting up right about 9 p.m. on Friday, setting up right near the Panhandle. And they really need this rain. So hopefully we can kind of break that streak of what we saw earlier. So let's continue to move on throughout Oklahoma. And throughout the day on Saturday, it's going to be a really, really wet day. So stay indoors if you can and just enjoy the sound of rain. Get some sleep. Have a nice nap. And future rainfall totals, though, we're looking anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches across the entire Sooner State. So really, this much needed rain. We really need this. So 2-day forecast. Nice day on Friday. Showers late, though. 100% chance on Saturday. It's going to be cloudy and a rainy day. Those east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we extend this on out, we'll be just below normal for the rest of next week. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied here. And next Thursday, we may have a slight chance of some showers, but it's still pretty
great. We could definitely use some rain. So
yeah. Well, hey, Sawyer, I'd love to have a little chit-chat with you, but this is your last weathercast.
This
on
is.
Nightly.
4 years. This is the last one.
Appreciate
so I wore the
all
tie
that
just
you've
for
done,
an
man.
occasion.
Yeah, we love it.
Awesome tie, too. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Cal, I'm headed down to Lubbock after this to see OU baseball take on number 4 Texas Tech. What should I expect?
Colin, expect a huge Big 12 showdown, plus find out why one NFL player will be paying close attention to this year's Kentucky Derby. Stick around, sports is on the other side. Welcome back. OU baseball heads to Lubbock this weekend for a top 15 meeting with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The Sooners are tied for first in the Big 12, 1 game ahead of Tech. Jake Irvin anchors the pitching rotation and is 5-0 on Friday nights.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to go and pitch in like a place like Lubbock, or I mean, even when we were at TCU the last weekend. But I mean, it's fun to pitch against, I mean, opponents like that. But it's the same mentality every game, whether we're here in Lubbock. It's just one pitch at a time, and going out there and competing with these guys in a Sooner uniform.
OU football finished 2018 with a highly ranked recruiting class, and the momentum isn't slowing down. Tori Johnson has more.
Oklahoma's 2019 recruiting class is already deeper than the ocean. Head coach Lincoln Riley already made a splash by landing commits from Spencer Radler, the #1 ranked quarterback in the class, and Austin Stogner, the #1 tight end. New Wave 19 has more than doubled since the spring game.
We put our heart and soul into this one. I mean, every ounce we had, we put into this one.
R.J. Henderson and Theo Wees are two of the top 20 receivers in the country and will be calling OU home next season. Henderson racked up more than 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns his junior year. And coming out of Allen, Texas, an old teammate of Kyler Murray's, Wees is a 4-star commit. OU also got a huge pickup in Jay Hayes. Hayes is a grad transfer from Notre Dame and will be filling a much-needed role on the D-line. Add 2 more 4-star recruits, and that gives OU the #1 spot in recruiting rankings. Riley and his crew playing the biggest OU spring game of all time, and it's easy to see that it paid off.
Tells you we got to keep recruiting. It tells you that you got to keep bringing in young, great players.
Success in recruiting isn't just because of the spring game.
It's just you got to adapt, you got to change, and the world we live in is about social media.
The team's social media presence has made the difference, especially on Twitter. And if you haven't picked up on it yet, when Riley tweets the eyeball emojis, Oklahoma just got another big-time player.
I think we're in a great position. We're never satisfied where we're at on the field, off the field, and the recruiting.
If Riley can keep adding to New Wave 19, it will be OU's best recruiting class in recorded history. OU Nightly, Tori Johnson.
And the Oklahoma City Thunder faced the music last night against the Utah Jazz. It was back and forth all game, and the Thunder took a 5-point lead into the fourth quarter. However, the Big Three got out of tune, combining for 0 of 14 shooting in the fourth. Utah rookie Donovan Mitchell scored 13 in the final quarter as the Jazz pulled away with a 102-95 victory. The series shifts to Salt Lake City this Saturday for Game 3. And New England Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski is one of his quarterback's favorite targets each fall. But in the offseason, Gronk is known for his antics, and this year is no different. The tight end purchased stock in a racehorse named after him that will race in the Kentucky Derby. Human Gronk says he'll be in attendance to watch the Colt race on May 5th. And guys, there has been rumors all offseason wondering if Gronkowski will return to the Patriots this season. I think he might have a new future lined up right here in the racehorsing.
He just keeps horsing around every single offseason, and this is taking it to a whole new level.
Let's hope he wins. Let's hope.
If that horse is as any good as Gronk is, I think it'll be pretty good.
I think so too.
Still to come on OU Nightly, we'll recap this morning's remembrance ceremony. Stay with us.
I'm Tevis Hillis at the OU Nightly Update Desk with the latest on President Trump's legal team. A statement given by Trump's personal attorney, Jay Sekulow, said Rudolph Giuliani will join Trump's legal team dealing with ongoing special counsel probe. Giuliani is a former New York mayor, prosecutor, and longtime ally of Trump. He hopes to put an end to this for the good of the country and has high regards for both President and Bob Mueller. Back to you all in the studio.
Thank you, Tevis.
All right, Sawyer Wells is back with us at the desk, and for his weather fact of the day, he has an interesting image. Sawyer, what do you have?
I do. So NASA has a spacecraft that they call the MODIS spacecraft, and it flies around once a day and takes really high-resolution images. And here we actually can see the Ray fire burn scar, and you can actually see some smoke on off to the east from a couple other of those wildfires. Luckily, though, as we talked about earlier, we're going to get some rain in here on Saturday. 100% chance of what I put down, 54 degrees. And then that'll continue on into Sunday morning. But overall, we're going to get the rain to knock out those fires, hopefully, and help out the drought some.
I'm kind of done with April showers. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little over it.
Yeah, well, we did have that huge fire, last week? So, I mean, is this rain going to kind of help, drown some of that out?
Yeah, it should help. The northwestern portion of the state really needs this, and it's going to help them out some, I believe.
Yeah, we're really hoping so.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Sawyer.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for watching OU Nightly.
We'll leave you tonight with a portion of the April 19th Remembrance Ceremony at the Oklahoma City National Memorial. Good night.
Colton Wade Smith, Chase Dalton Smith. Dominique Reve Johnson, London. Blake Ryan Kennedy. Wanda Lee Howe. Kevin Lee Goschel II.